the Roman Empire. Civilization of unimaginable power, wealth, and grandeur, stretching across continents, shaping history for centuries. But beneath the marble columns, golden palaces, and triumphant parades, a darker story hides one of blood-soaked betrayal. Forbidden rituals and corruption so deep it shook the foundations of the empire. Imagine senators plotting murder in shadowed chambers, secret cults performing rituals the public would never dare to witness, and power-hungry elites manipulating the fate of millions for personal gain. From the mysterious assassinations that altered history to the hidden forces that weakened Rome from within, this is the truth the history books never tell. In the next 20 minutes, you'll uncover shocking secrets, forbidden practices, and the real reasons why one of the greatest empires in human history collapsed into ruin. Are you ready to step beyond the myths and glory and face the dark, hidden realities of the Roman Empire? Political murders in the Roman Empire were far more than isolated acts of violence. They were the currency of power. Senators, generals, and emperors alike played a deadly game where alliances could shift overnight. And a friend today could be your assassin tomorrow. The most infamous, of course, is the assassination of Julius Caesar, stabbed 35 times by those he trusted most. But beyond the textbooks, there were countless other shadowy plots, lesser-known assassinations, and silent power grabs that shaped Rome's destiny. Senators whispered in hidden corridors, plotting to remove rivals who threatened their wealth or influence. Even emperors were not safe from the dagger. Many met violent ends at the hands of those sworn to protect them. Each political murder sent shockwaves through the empire, destabilizing governments, creating chaos, and paving the way for civil wars that would ultimately weaken Rome from within. Behind every grand triumph celebrated in public were backroom schemes and secret alliances forged in darkness. Murders were meticulously planned, timed with religious festivals or political gatherings, leaving the masses oblivious while the elite waged their deadly battles. The danger was not just immediate. The fear it instilled kept everyone alert, paranoid, and on edge, turning Rome's political sphere into a constant battlefield of suspicion and treachery. The consequences of these murders extended beyond the palace walls, affecting military campaigns, economic policies, and even the morale of the people, all while hiding under a facade of order and governance. Secret rituals and forbidden practices permeated the elite circles of Roman society, often hidden behind the guise of religion or state tradition. Temples were not only places of worship, but also venues where powerful figures conducted ceremonies that the general populace never saw. Some rituals were meant to curry favor with gods, while others sought control over human destiny through dark, mystical means. The infamous Bacchanalia, for instance, began as a festival of wine and ecstasy, but became a symbol of secret indulgence, leading the Senate to outlaw it after reports of illicit activities and political conspiracies surfaced. These clandestine gatherings often combined religious devotion with social networking among Rome's elite, creating bonds that could make or break careers and fortunes. Secret symbols, coded messages, and hidden shrines allowed cults to operate undetected, influencing political decisions in the course of events from behind closed doors. The allure of forbidden knowledge drew powerful men and women into these shadowed worlds, blurring lines between devotion and manipulation. The secrecy wasn't just about exclusivity, it was about power, control, and survival. Those outside the inner circle could be punished, silenced, or removed if they threatened the sanctity of these hidden practices. Over time, these rituals became entwined with political ambitions, turning spiritual ceremonies into tools of domination, intimidation, and even murder. The very foundations of Roman governance were, in many ways, subtly shaped by these secretive, arcane practices that few dared to challenge. Corruption in Rome was a disease that spread through every layer of society, from senators to provincial governors. Bribes, embezzlement, and the manipulation of laws became common tools for personal enrichment and political advantage. Officials collected taxes for themselves, manipulated military commands for profit, and rewarded loyalty with positions of influence rather than merit. Wealth and power concentrated in the hands of a few, while the general populace suffered from rising taxes, inflation, and exploitation. The economic strain this caused weakened infrastructure, destabilized cities, and made Rome vulnerable to both internal unrest and external threats. Corruption wasn't always blatant. It was often subtle, hidden in bureaucratic procedures, legal loopholes, and the awarding of favors disguised as public service. The moral decay of leadership eroded trust, and citizens became disillusioned, fueling discontent and rebellion. This internal rot undermined the very essence of Roman order, making it nearly impossible for the empire to respond effectively to crises. As corruption festered, it also intersected with political murder and secret rituals, creating a vicious cycle where ambition and greed fed both public scandal and hidden intrigue. The collapse of civic integrity, coupled with greed-driven decision-making, left the empire brittle and fractured, setting the stage for a dramatic fall that no military conquest alone could explain. The real reasons for Rome's collapse are woven from all these dark threads: political murders, secret rituals, and rampant corruption, but the story is deeper than warfare or barbarian invasions. Internal decay created a society in which trust was rare, leadership was dangerous, and survival often depended on cunning rather than virtue. Civil wars erupted over succession, weakening armies and draining resources. Religious and secret cults diverted attention and allegiance away from the state, sometimes undermining central authority and spreading fear. Economic instability caused by corruption and exploitation eroded the empire's ability to sustain itself, making it vulnerable to external pressures. Environmental, logistical, and social challenges further compounded these problems, creating a perfect storm in which Rome could no longer maintain control over its vast territories. The collapse wasn't sudden. It was a slow unraveling, a chain reaction of failures, betrayals, and hidden forces working against the empire from within. Each layer of secrecy, each act of murder, and every corrupt decision created cracks in the structure of Rome, until finally the empire that once dominated the known world crumbled, not just because of swords and invasions, but because darkness had taken root at its heart. Rome's fall remains a cautionary tale, a vivid reminder that the greatest threats to a civilization often come from within, masked by glory, tradition, and the illusion of order. The story of the Roman Empire's rise and fall is far more than tales of glory and conquest. It is a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk behind power, wealth, and influence. Political murders that turned friends into enemies, secret rituals that manipulated the hearts and minds of the elite, and corruption that drained the empire from within. All of these forces combined to unravel one of history's greatest civilizations. As we look back, we realize that Rome did not fall solely because of invaders or battles, but because the shadows within grew stronger than the light of order and justice. Every palace, every senate chamber, every temple held whispers of ambition, fear, and forbidden knowledge, and these whispers eventually echoed into the streets, spreading instability and distrust across the empire. The lessons of Rome are as relevant today as they were to millennia ago. Unchecked power, hidden corruption, and moral decay can destroy even the most formidable empires. History is not just about dates and battles. It is about the human choices behind them, the secrets people keep, and the consequences of ignoring them. If you were shocked by the hidden truths of Rome, make sure to like this video and share it with anyone fascinated by history's untold stories. Subscribe to the channel to uncover more dark secrets from civilizations past and present. Comment below which secret shocked you the most, or which empire or historical mystery you want us to explore next. Your suggestions could inspire the next deep dive into history's hidden shadows. The past is filled with lessons waiting to be discovered, and by uncovering them, we not only understand the world that was, but also gain insight into the world we live in today. Rome's story is a warning, a mystery, and a revelation all at once, its darkness illuminating truths we cannot afford to forget.